Puts on my thinking cap. Okie dokie. So in terms of okay. Do you think that the past, present, and future are metaphysical, or do you think that like
What the
they're just
hell is
relative terms? And what? You sounded like you said eat and then spilled a drink.
I said, what the hell does that mean? And then I took a drink.
It just came out as eat. Okay, as in like there is a fact of the matter, as in like there's in the same way that there are atoms, or the same way there are particles or rocks, there is past, present, and future.
Yes.
Like the present exists versus um
Is it a
versus
material thing or is it part of the space time continuum? Which are you
like
asking?
I'm asking if this is a part of reality. Like I'm asking so there are two types of theories when it comes to this. There are A theories and B theories. A theories of time say the only metaphysically real the metaphysically real parts are either the present or it's present, future, and past. Like they are literal facts about reality. Like I could objectively say we are in the present currently. B theorists will say that there is no fact of the matter when it comes to the past, present, or future. Rather, time acts like space. Time is like space. And the only way to categorize events is before or after.
Okay, so yeah, time and space are the same thing. We are only able to manipulate three of the four dimensions that we experience.
Hmm.
This is not a philosophy question. This is a physics question.
Well, I'm asking. Well, it's philosophy and physics. Checkmate, lib. But I'm asking because there are some people who argue that time does not exist.
And they're stupid. It's measurable.
Well, yes, but there are things that we believe are measurable yet don't exist.
Like,
IQ would be a good example of something we thought was measurable but isn't really
well, it
like
is measurable.
ether.
It doesn't measure what we thought it does. It measures
Yeah. Well,
like
all right,
how good you
IQ
are
is a
at
bad
being white.
example. IQ is a bad example. In terms of things that we measure but do not literally exist, um, we could measure fictional things. Like I could set up the Hume unit in the SCP universe. Is a good example of something that we can measure, but it doesn't exist.
Well, it does exist. It's just
The
it's just not like it doesn't exist in the same way. We are able
So
to.
there are different modes of existence. Go on.
Okay, so
No, I'm listening. I like this.
It exists within the fiction of our minds.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
And yes, but how is the existence of something in the fiction of our minds different from, say, a meter or inches or something along those lines?
Because we can base it on stuff that exists within reality.
Okay, question. Do you consider things within our minds not to constitute reality?
Uh,
And do you consider
if humans
um
did not exist, it would not exist. A meter
okay.
would still exist. It just wouldn't be called that.
Well, so are you describing like extension? Like the way objects can be extended in space exists.
Like the fact that the way that there is to measure a distance will always exist. That what that number is, whether 1 meter is 1 meter, or if it's what 38 inches,
Mm-hmm.
that distance will always exist.
Mm-hmm.
No
I
matter
I
if what it's
am
called is
at
different.
yeah. I you know that Family Guy bit where it's the two
No.
British people saying, "Let's jump him," and they're like, "Original, I disagree," and then they drive off? That's me right now. So,
What does that mean?
I ask, well, all right, I do not believe that extension exists beyond the mind. Um, which for other philosophers is also a crazy opinion. Um, I believe in some sort of metaphysical idealism. Um, Let me just clarify the space a bit because it might sound like I'm saying gobbledygook, and for a little bit I am. Um, there are three predominant theories of metaphysics, or ontology, rather, which is a form of metaphysics, but let's not get boggled up in the details. Primary one, and what most philosophers are physicalists, i.e., all ontological facts are reducible to a singular substance, i.e., physical facts. Subatomic particles, they'll usually cash it out as some form of that. Um, the next, less common but still prominent theory of metaphysics is substance dualists, which state that there are um, there are two types of things that exist: physical things, i.e., the subatomic particles, and mental events. And they do not interact. Well, they do interact with one another, but they are uniquely different in the sense of atoms are uniquely different than the sensation of taste or perception or things of that nature.
Well, that's just a matter.
And
That's just an example of something being greater than the sum of its parts.
well, some will say that. Some physicalists will say that. Um, on my side of the fence, which is the very weird opinion that most philosophers don't agree with, I am a metaphysical idealist, which basically means that there there are no in and of themselves physical objects. Everything is in some way or another mental.
So reality is one shared hallucination.
I wouldn't even say hallucination.
What would you say?
And I wouldn't also even say shared as much as it is like imagine that all mental events are sort of water in a lake. And people's perception of those mental events are like drops of food coloring in the lake.
Yeah.
And so basically all of reality is in one way or another just mental events um with just like a little bit of intentionality as consciousness for flavoring. Like that's the bay leaf. Consciousness is the bay leaf in the soup of reality, so to speak.
Um, I don't understand.
What I believe in is that there are no fundamentally physical objects, i.e., there is nothing beyond mental events. That is wild, and not many people believe it. But I do have several arguments in my big, comically sized briefcase.
My question is, why the fuck does it matter? How does that change anything?
Cause it's fun. Points gun at you. Um, well, it changes things in the sense of having an overall metaphysical philosophy is good because just in general it is able to help you better understand facts about the world, why things might occur. Furthermore, this disagreement is just overall healthy for a society in the sense
Healthy disagreement
of
is
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
healthy debate.
yeah, and um, yeah, but overall, like I it's difficult to imagine a scenario wherein we are tied to a singular metaphysical theory and we're just still progressing in terms of our beliefs. Progression, not in any political sense, but in terms of literal change.
Um,
Um, yeah.
okay.
So, different hypothetical question. If if sorry, there's a gas leak. Anyway, um, if you found out that NPCs did have did experience consciousness and feelings in similar ways as you do, would you change your behavior?
NPCs.
Like if you found out that like the guy you just ran over in GTA 5 was conscious and felt every moment of it as you were crushing his bones with your car, would you change your
That's
behaviors?
the thing. I wouldn't run someone over with my car in GTA. I've never played GTA.
Okay, okay, how
I
about
won't
this? How about
play
this?
GTA.
Um, you are playing you're playing Fortnite and there's an NPC who drops really good loot if you kill him. Would you
Uh,
still kill that NPC if
I only play Save the World, and all of the NPCs that you kill in Save the World are either animals that drop really good loot, and I'm willing to kill animals in the real world, and
yeah.
zombies that are trying to kill everyone. So
Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Different
listen,
hypothetical.
listen. I believe killing Nazis is a good thing.
Okay, 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 okay. Question though. If you were playing, all right, different scenario. You are lucid dreaming, and for whatever reason, you discover, and you are absolutely certain of this,
Here's
that the
I
people,
understand what you're trying to say, and here's
yeah,
what you should say. Would you participate in No Russian? And the answer is no.
okay, okay, would you participate in No Russian if all of the NPCs in No Russian were like conscious people with like actual like children and wives and had they could feel every moment of it and like there were
So what you're
they could
saying is, would I like video games to be Ender's Game? And the answer is no.
well, I'm not saying like, I'm saying if it was the case, would you change your behavior?
Yes.
Okay, 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 okay. Follow-up question. Would the would it be like how different would it be? Is the question. Like would it be equivalent to how you treat people in like the meat space?
Yes.
Or would it be okay, it'd be equivalent to how you treat people in the meat space.
Do you understand that, like, if we had actually real sentient true AI, I would treat them like people?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like
But like Elon Musk's shit, I'm calling clankers and I'm kicking them down the stairs.
yeah, yeah, okay, okay, okay. Alright, 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 alright. So counterpoint. What if they liked it?
They liked being killed?
What if they like really wanted it to happen? What if like they received immense I wasn't gonna say sexual, but sexual pleasure from getting kicked down the stairs and being called clankers?
Um I Are you asking if they're bottoms?
For the sake of the hypothetical, we are assuming they are bottoms.
Because like that's like, yeah, would I enjoy getting kicked down the stairs and called slurs if it was by my partner? Yes.
Okay. What? Okay. Okay. Question. If it turned out that your partner was not conscious and was a philosophical zombie the entire time, i.e., they display all of the characteristics a of a human being, but lack the internal mental states associated with being a human being, would your behavior towards them change?
Wait, so how does this make them different from being a real person?
I.e., they lack all of the internal mental states. I.e., they'll show the behavior of if you poke them, they'll show the behavior of being in pain, but there won't actually feel any pain. Would you treat
How
them
does this
any
change?
differently?
They might not feel pain, but they like express it. So
They
I
they
would
they
treat them
show
with
the
kindness.
behavior, but they literally do not express any pain.
They don't express or they don't experience.
They don't experience, sorry, they don't experience any pain, but they
I mean,
do.
that is
Yeah,
quite literally a disorder that people have, where you're like, uh, it's your neurons will fire and tell you you are in pain, but you're not. And then there's people whose neurons will fire, or they won't fire when they're in pain, despite being in pain.
okay. So here's the thing. Why is it that if a video game character would to suddenly um become sentient and experience all sorts of emotions and experiences, you would still care about them, even though, like, care about them in a moral sense, even though you don't care about them really that much now, given, well, care about them to the extent of where, like, they're not a conscious person.
because
But,
I understand
but,
that they do not experience anything.
but,
Like they are not living.
here's the thing. But, if given that your partner in this hypothetical, um, has no internal experiences to the extent where they are basically like an NPC essentially. Um, Yet you would still
So you're
care.
saying that my partner is a synth.
Well, not even a synth. They're like they don't even like it, they're a philosophical zombie.
Um, what the fuck
Golem.
is?
They're a golem.
Okay, that's not helping. You're using more jargon.
Okay, okay, okay. Um,
Are they
they are
like
literally a robot. They're a robot without consciousness.
what's a robin?
Like they're a robot, like how they're a robot, but they're a robot,
No, I don't know.
Robots are robots, just pronounced weirdly.
No, you pronounce it weirdly by saying robit, not
They're a
robin.
robot. They're a robot. They're a robot. Anyway, yeah. What would you do?
Treat. So they are not a person at all.
As in they literally have no internal mental states or experiences.
So they are a meat sack being
They're a meat
just
sack
theoretically
with
being
no.
piloted by an AI computer that just has been programmed to mimic humans but doesn't actually think.
Yeah.
Like in the modern sense of an AI. Like the way
It
that
literally
ChatGPT
lacks.
pretends to talk to you and be a person when it's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they display all of the characteristics of an actual person. It's just they lack all of the internal mental states.
do I how am I able to know that they are this way?
Um, Insider knowledge.
Insider what what do you mean insider
You
knowledge?
you you know this
Just in my heart? It's a gut feeling?
in your heart of heart. Like no, you are absolutely certain. I can't tell you how, but you are absolutely certain, and it is true.
Okay, well I would never be absolutely certain unless someone
You are.
unless it was no. This
You
is
are though.
you are the suspension of disbelief is not working. This is not how I would be.
All right. How about this? How about this?
I would have to have
They literally
seen the
verbatim,
program.
like you see a little twitch, and like in a robotic voice, they literally tell you, "Uh oh, servo's fried." They spill the beans. They spill the beans that they are in fact a robot, and then the next day it's all the same exact stuff.
Well, what if they've been known to have like manic episodes and I'm just like what if they're trying to like do a self-destructive BPD episode where they push me away because they like hate themselves and want me to break up with them the way
Um.
that BPD people will do.
Uh. Let me think about this a little bit more. How about this? We're doing philosophy stuff. Hello.
Yo.
Howdy. So, let's say that instead, like,
Instead, what?
instead, there's a 50% chance it's true, and a 50% chance it's not.
It is not worth the
You
risk.
don't. Okay, what if it was a 51% chance?
It's not worth the risk. If there's any doubt, it's not worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
All
said
right.
there is no point where I'd be like so sure that it was true unless I had proof.
All right.
And
What if you got a manufacturer's like note?
and how do I know it's not forged?
You spoke to the guy who created the. You spoke to the inventor.
I spoke to my partner's inventor. You mean their
Yeah.
mom?
Well, yes, but they like it's more of like a yeah. No, wait, that's actually true. You spoke to their mom.
You gotta have
You
that
spo-
legally binded.
Yeah, their legally distinct mother.
Okay, so okay, here's what you're trying to get at. If I just knew, do you know how differently I would treat them? I would just break up with them. I wouldn't abuse them or anything. If that's what you're
You
trying to get
wouldn't
me to
love
say,
your partner if they were a robot.
I would not love my partner if they were like a fucking program. Like if they were true, like general AI, like
If they were sentient.
you know, uh, the Omnics in Overwatch.
Yeah, they if they were
Yes,
an if they were that.
I literally believe that Ramatra is entirely justified in his beliefs. Like Null Sector is correct. You do
All
need
right,
to kill humans until they like stop being robot racism.
counterpoint. What if your AI partner gave excellent head?
I mean, yeah, like
Okay,
Like
I
life
still
that's
love
a
it.
changing.
factor. There you go.
Like life changing. Would you still break up with them?
Yeah, if I can't, put my Johnson in there and it's not good, what's the point?
No, like, like, what if? Okay, no, I'm testing the
I mean, as
hypothetical. I'm
long as I get
Okay,
my
okay,
nut,
okay. Is this
testing-
right? The question is not, is my partner a meat sack, a puppet? It's, is my partner good at giving head?
like, what? Like, how good at head would they have to be in order for you not to break up with them? Even if they were an AI.
No, I wouldn't break up with them if they were an AI. I'd break up with them if they were like a modern AI, not a true general artificial intelligence.
Okay, well, how about this?
like
If
they
they were a
sentient.
modern AI, but also they gave really good head and they did your tax returns for you.
I do my tax returns myself.
Well, yeah, but what if they did it
Painful.
better?
No, they're
What
not
if they
gonna do
did it better?
Like, what if they did
They
it for
they do
free?
though. They do though.
Okay. So then I would break
There's
up
a
with them
switch
because
that
they're
you can
gonna
turn on
Free tax-
that
they're
makes
gonna
them
be
a
fully
really good
tax cheated.
accountant.
They're gonna cheat my taxes, and I'm gonna get audited by the IRS, and they're gonna fucking cheat my
They're
dog.
also a licensed lawyer, and they're so good at it. The IRS gives you money.
100% Ashkenazi.
100% Ashkenazi robot. Go on. How would you react?
I wouldn't give a shit. I'm just like, I got my nut, I got my tax returns, I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I'll go to the robot synagogue. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, if they did though. If they went to the robot synagogue, how would you react?
I'm like,
I
I
wouldn't
don't
care.
Well, yeah,
we,
but
we do not care.
what if they wanted you to come with?
Uh, okay.
I know you guys
I
deleted
love new
Jesus. I can't do that.
experiments. I
What?
love new experiences.
Yeah. Okay, what if everyone else was like in the synagogue was also a robotic Jew, and they they
Like a
wanted you
Jewbot?
to? Yeah, they were a Jewbot. How would you react?
I'd be like, okay.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. That's what an actual answer looks like. Anyways, continue.
I wouldn't care. It would be like, what does this change? What does it
What
change?
if the Israeli-Palestine conflict was all robots? Would you care or not?
No.
Are they attractive?
They're all super hot. They're like that one robot like
Oh, fuck.
Assaultron from Good Neighbor.
Ah,
Yeah, like and that's all of them though. That's all of them.
that's
What would you
you
do?
got me there. Oh
What
boy.
would you do if that was all of them?
I guess I'd have to choose which one's hotter. I don't know. Have to
They
go with-
all look identical, but it's the same exact conflict. It's like
Oh,
verbatim the
fuck.
same conflict.
Yeah, I'm still going with Palestine on this one.
Okay.
Like, if it's the exact same conflict, I'm going with Palestine. If it's just like, oh, there's a conflict in the same area, just between robots with between ChatGPT. Like, what this comes
This
down
is
to for
ChatGPT versus Ocean AI, but they're hot
Open
robots.
AI.
Like Cortana.
Okay. Like yeah, they're like all Cortana though. But Cortana might like actually be sentient compared to these. No, they're not Cortana level. They're not Cortana level.
No. The question for me is, are these robots like Omnics or is it ChatGPT?
It's ChatGPT, but they're super good at sex.
Okay, then it's a fucking infinity pillow that looks like a person.
Well, no. Also, they're really good at tax returns and accounting
Okay, so it's
And insider trading.
and
and
insider trading, but they won't get caught.
oh, so they're in Congress.
They don't need adrenochrome like
They don't need.
Chucky
I'm
or
not
Nancy
gonna say
Pelosi.
that, but they don't need adrenochrome. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that though. Like off the record, Your Honor, they do. They don't need the adrenochrome. Off the
In
record, they don't need the
Minecraft,
adrenochrome. But what would you do?
I, it's a sex bot.
Yeah, how many would you have?
I'd have sex with it. What are we
Well,
driving
no,
at?
how many would you have though?
Uh, One, just having
It would be
more
like in
increase the amount of
like a
money
fucking
I get from
Arab
the
cheat or
cheating tax
something with like
forms and
15
insider
sex
trading.
bots, like a harem.
Like, wait, how good at insider trading are we talking? Like Nancy Pelosi?
Like
Yeah, like
no,
Nancy.
even better than Nancy Pelosi. Like
So like no one even
they,
knows about it, but it's
no
I'm
one,
making.
only you know about it.
Oh,
Does
Like
having more
you are,
increase the efficiency of the insider trading?
uh, this is the real root of the issue. Slightly
Slightly? Like,
diminishing returns, but it still is better.
okay, then I just have like
Your
so
insider
these are
trading
wait
bots.
these are ChatGPT insider trading bots that will
Yeah.
also have sex with me.
Yes.
yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
basically.
just have a basement full of them insider trading so I can have a shit ton of fucking money, and then
They can't go in the basement. It's too hot. They
okay,
have to go in the living room or like a place where like
they go in the
you
supply
have to.
closet.
If no. They have to be in a publicly. Well, they have to be in a visible space. Like if you have guests over, you have to be like, yeah, that's my.
They can't be in like tied up in the basement.
No. They have to be like in like the living room or the dining room or something. Like they can't be
Can
in
they
a
cook?
corner somewhere.
Actually, no.
They
Can they
can
clean all the
cook.
dishes? Like, can they be a
Clean
fixture
dishes
housewife?
Sometimes
too.
Are
Oh.
they zoned out on lithium?
you can if you want to. That's optional.
You give them vent if you
They
want to. Who gives a
they can they there is a they are slightly some of them
Be like
there's
George
like a
George,
percentage chance for them to be on Fent.
the vent reactor.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
some of the earlier models.
okay. Then I have like three to help me take care of this like big house that I have that I got from all the insider trading money I have,
Yes,
and uh, like I just say, oh, these are like my maids, and then
Yeah,
if
the
my
robot
partner
maid.
and I want a threesome or a foursome or whatever, we fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a robotic. It's like a walking fleshlight that does your taxes and shit. Literally what it's.
Okay, but also, you do have to occasionally like how can I make this more complicated?
Like take it on dates and stuff.
You do have to occasionally be give it words of affirmation
Oh,
such
Okay,
I
just
that
mean,
have
it
a
can
regular partner then. What's the fucking point?
well no, it has to be like new and creative words of affirmation. Like it
listen,
can't just
I
be the
say thank you to ChatGPT. I can be. It
well, it's
has to
not
be
just
new and
thank you. It's not
creative. I
it
can't be
has
new
to
and
be
creative with my real
you
partner.
have to put effort into it. You have to like describe it in such a way where like it feels loved and appreciated and also has constructive criticism even though it doesn't feel any of those things on the inside. Cuz again, it is a ChatGPT robot.
It's a ChatGPT sex doll. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but you also have to give it constructive feedback occasionally.
Okay, then I have like.
okay.
I
Can I
think I
just
can
use
handle
another
3. It's just
AI
like having
program to do
kids.
that?
Except, don't. I'd like to not use that
Okay, you
comparison
wanna
because
no
it's a
continue
sex
that.
doll.
Continue that line.
I'm not.
Continue that line
I am not continuing that
on the
line.
record. Continue that line.
That's crazy.
It is just like having kids. In what way?
In the way
What do
that
you mean by
you have to like encourage your kids and support them and make them feel like they're smart even when they're being retarded.
They
I
are
mean,
super
kinda.
against the R word, as they call it. The sex bots.
That's our word.
So I
Yeah,
can't
they're
call them
like, that's
clankers.
our word. The R word.
I
They
thought it was
say
the
that
C word,
verbatim.
clanker. Clanka.
Yeah. You can't say clanker.
It'd be like that guy on the airplane, like, get that clanker bitch off the plane.
What?
They make a
Is that the
parody of
Burger
Pulp
King guy?
Fiction. They make a parody of Pulp Fiction, and it's robot Quentin Tarantino saying, did you look outside and see a sign that says dead clanker storage?"
Wait, what the
And
fuck is
like
that
the
from?
Pulp Fiction, I literally said it's from Pulp
What? No,
Fiction.
what part? Oh
Like when they
wait.
kill the guy. Pulp
Oh,
Fiction spoilers, by the way.
I've seen it.
That's like the most memorable scene in Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino says the N word like 7 times.
And then they go and he just says, "We'll take my Acura." What's his face does, and it's a fucking NSX.
Well, yeah, but also like instead of coffee, it's really good oil, like really good machine oil for the robot.
Binary clanka. Do you speak it?
Fucking Python Clanka, do you speak it? Well, they wouldn't say Clanka,
Does he
they'd
look
say
like an AI?
and so these accounting sex bots that require constructive criticism, um they
Listing
do
high on burger and cheese.
they d- they will occasionally require like you to say like no, they're gonna like some of them will voluntarily leave after a while, but they will occasionally stop by and say hi and like they'll they'll be kind to you, because they're so good friends with you. um
So they're like
yeah.
people.
Okay, then I will have one. Make my money
Isn't
because
that
I do not
redundant?
want to add like if I just have to keep cycling through new ones. That's a bunch of waste. That is a waste.
Well, they're not wasteful.
Yeah, but what happens when they die? They don't die. Okay,
They
so
go to
there's just
heaven.
an infinite.
What do you mean they go to robot heaven? Is this like
Yeah, they
Futurama?
do. That's what happens when everyone dies, dipshit. Anyway, um, they- anyway,
Oh, really? You see a puppy on the street and you think that thing has a soul? Come on.
yes. Anyway,
See the little fuckers
um,
running around and bumping into each other? Come on. You think there's
well,
an afterlife for
pugs
them?
are. We can debate pugs, but for most puppies, yes.
Well, I
But
mean,
only the
pit
puppies, not
bulls,
the
it's kind of
dogs.
like
Like,
you know,
when
like
they're
when
grown,
we
they're
take
grown.
it downward, you know
They
what
go
I
to
mean?
the Rainbow Bridge, and
They go to Rainbow.
they take it. God takes it from there. Yeah.
You know, the pit bulls, they just go where Margaret Thatcher is. So, you know.
No. No, they don't. They don't do that. Anyway,
Margaret Thatcher is underneath hell.
Margaret Thatcher is part of the cement foundation of hell.
She's in the walls.
She's in the goddamn walls. Okay, different hypothetical. Okay,
Did we ever come to a conclusion with that?
we did come to a conclusion. Robots go to heaven.
Okay.
Noted.
Noted.
Robots go
In
to
addition to,
heaven. Humans do not.
well, some humans do.
Which ones?
I'm not gonna say that, but you know what I mean. Anyway,
Only if you die, like, on Earth, because if you die in space, it's
they
out of
have to get a Christian. The robots have to get a Christian burial, but that's the only
Then God
requirement.
has to send somebody to go get you, and it's a pain in the ass.
Okay, another hypothetical. A time traveler comes by, and they tell you like winning lottery tickets and all that stuff, and they get you a lot of money, but they are really annoying to be around.
I put up with them. I have plenty of annoying friends.
Well, yeah, but okay, but
I'll just
like
tie them up in a
You chose
shipping-
the worst person to ask that question to. All of my
Okay.
friends are unbearable.
Okay, fair, but
I'd make them give me the numbers, and then I'd tie them up and duct tape them and put them in a shipping container. Of
they
crate
send
like
the
peanut
time
butter.
cops after you for doing that.
Ooh,
The time cops are also regular cops. They also do regular cop stuff, but also like time stuff.
I'll just throw them some donuts and tell them to fuck off. I don't see what the big deal is.
They find that patronizing and they don't appreciate that, and then they arrest you for kidnapping and torture.
Do they arrest you or do they shoot
They
you?
can't do. They can't do that. I'm white.
They arrest you. No, they're
Damn white.
they send you to time jail.
Can we talk about the fact that stasis is the worst punishment in science fiction? Like, the person suffers, like, you just put them on pause. Like, they don't experience anything.
So
Like,
just
they don't get rehabilitated and they don't get punished. Like, all you did was just pause them. You sent them to a time in the future where there might be better technology.
Okay, there have been some.
side nigga stasis chamber.
All right. So different hypothetical. All right. So there are So currently in this hypothetical, post time world, no clocks, time, no calendars, and it's illegal to even like mention time not to mention time, but rather to like.
It's illegal to look at the sun.
You can't look at the sun.
It's illegal to be able to know if it's day or night.
Well, no, you can know if it's day or night, but not what that means in the context of time. And beyond that, what else? Yeah, no, like they throw you in like a big pit if you fuck up on the time.
For how long?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
They're
That's
throw 'em
the
in
real question.
pit, and then if you ask how long, they throw you in the pit. And the pit goes on for a while. I don't know how long, because again, it's illegal to ask. But it does go on for an unspecified amount of what I can't say.
You eventually get probation, but
Well,
Yeah.
eventually is the wild part. The event, yeah.
eventually.
They just
You don't know
community
what that
service at
even
the
means.
public library, and it's a pain in the ass.
they let you draw straws, and whoever gets the shortest one is allowed to leave each day.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. No
Oh,
days.
well, what's a day?
So,
What's a day?
yeah, no days.
Just like anytime that
Whoa. Whoa, slow down there, buddy.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 wait,
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wait. I get thrown in the pit.
Yeah, you get thrown in the pit like that. It's like it's an instant transmission pit. They just send you into the pit.
They probably got a nice thriving society down there because they're able to tell time.
No, it's like it's a pile of bodies that they have to remove in order to make it deep enough to continue killing people in the pit.
Do they kill people?
It's a pit, dude. They fucking do.
I thought it would be like Somalia down there where it sucks, but
No,
everybody
there is no
alive.
society. It is corpses. You don't survive the pit.
Okay, so you don't get let out of the pit. Ever.
Well,
Even if there is time.
there is no time. First off, there is no time. Second off, the pit is
Well, even
so
if there was
deep.
theoretically time.
No, not even that. You don't. No. It's a very incredibly large pit.
At this point, they should just kill you.
Wait, is this
They
like...
do. That's what the pit's for.
You go into the pit and you're dead. Instantly.
Yeah. It's a very efficient system.
So it's just a...
Well, yeah, actually, that's a pretty good.
Just a mass
Well,
grave.
it's not a grave because they have to send people down to the pit to pick up the bodies to then, make the pit like deep enough to continue killing people. A lot of people get sent to the pit, like a lot of people.
Why don't they just like, instead of sending people down there to clean up the bodies, why don't you just pour like acid or send wild animals down there?
They
Send
can't.
wild animals.
The wild animals would die in the pit for
So there's,
several
like,
reasons.
What
Is it
about
like
the
one of
people
those
who go in?
caves where you go in and there's no oxygen or something?
What about the people who
Yeah.
have to get them out? Because there's too many
They
in
have
the
to
pit.
send in. They have to send in people with oxygen masks into the pit to remove the bodies.
So it's like Auschwitz.
No, it's a pit.
I feel like we're
So-
after they gas the people, they have to send like inmates in with like gas masks and shit to drag them
No,
out.
the gas in the pit is a lack of oxygen. That is how they kill you in the pit.
So it's like the ocean.
No.
Yes, it's drowning in air.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
drowning
yeah.
with no air.
Well, there
Okay,
is no
okay,
air. It's nearly a vacuum.
Okay.
So it's like Mars.
So your eyes and tongue boil instantly.
Well, the G's that you get when you're traveling down the pit are so high you die before you hit the bottom.
So why do they need to
That's
send people?
wild.
That's what happens.
You don't die from the G's. You don't die from the G's.
That's how crazy
You
it
die
is. You
with
die.
the
No, you die from the G's.
So there, it's just higher gravity there.
No, the sheer depth of the pit.
So you're getting
Is
thrown into
so-
a black hole.
Essentially, yes.
And
Well,
gravity crushes you.
the black hole part is fairly accurate to pit life. The famous Blur song "In This World" is pit life.
Damn.
Yeah. So would you live in this world? Would you live in this world?
I don't think I'd want to.
Well, yeah, but if this world was also the same world with the robots from the previous hypothetical, would you live in it?
I mean, yeah, but I'd have to get like a lobotomy or something. So I'm not gonna throw it in the pit.
Oh my god.
What time is?
You know what I'd do? I'd just like get a fucking VR headset and just get like so fucking gooned out from watching
You
VR
get a
porn all the time.
Just like
that I,
like
can't,
just
I don't
gooning and
understand what
yelling
time
and
is
edging
anymore.
24/7.
Yeah, it's just like
You can't speak words or English because of how much gooning you've done
Yeah.
in the time world.
like
in the
So basically, you're
post-time
like-
society.
like
And it's ruled by Dreamy Bull.
what?
Rules with an iron nut.
Yeah.
No, Listen, in
Every
this,
time he gets sent to the pit, you just hear his voice booming like, "Oh my god!"
like in this reality, I'd have to have like ChatGPT sex robots like fucking me constantly, and I'd have to be watching VR porn 24/7 and just be so fucking gooned out that I can't even think about how awful the world
It's
is.
like if the entire world was a casino in Vegas where they pump oxygen into the rooms and you aren't allowed to have a watch on. That would you live in that world?
So wouldn't it be like Ocean's 13 or that movie Casino with like, they,
Well,
they
yeah,
choke
but also it's a
break
post-time
the guy's
world,
hand?
and they have sex robots that do your taxes.
My fucking left mouse button's broken.
That's crazy. No, about the sex robots and stuff.
Yeah, well,
you don't give a
in
fuck.
that world, it wouldn't even be crazy; it'd be normal.
Yeah, that would
Just
be
to be
something
so
else.
fucking gooned out of your mind that you like can't even comprehend the concept of time.
And when you're not gooning, you're like completely baked or some shit. So your brain is like mush.
Dude, like if I lived in that world, I would be on MDMA or a fucking I'd be high as shit on weed 24/7. There would be nothing
I'd be
else.
on bath salts.
Like
I'd be running
listen,
around whipping my dick in traffic or something.
there wouldn't be traffic because everyone's at home gooned the fuck out from their sex chat GPT robots.
Then I'd be running through the empty streets, just slapping my nuts and go. Absolutely fucking zoink.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, let me throw another wrench in here. Would you be more enticed to live in this world if, uh, if they also had like super affordable rents and property
Yes.
rates?
No, honestly,
Yeah.
if I could take my current partner with and go live in this world, where
Yes.
all I do is get high as shit and like watch VR porn and like have sex with chat GPT robots. I'd, I'd take my partner with me,
Yeah.
and that's how we live our life. Like insider trading sex robots, like cheat our taxes and shit, and we are filthy rich and use the fact that we're filthy rich to buy a shit ton of drugs so that we stop feeling bad thoughts and we can afford a house and shit. And like whenever I decide like, I'm tired of being gooned out, since since housing is affordable and I have a bunch of money from my robots inside of trading, like I go out to my fucking farm and like lay in the grass and go in a fucking K-hole or something.
Nice.
Like it would be drugs 24/7. I would not have a brain anymore, just so that I couldn't even think of thinking of time, so that I don't go in the pit.
That would require thought to actively avoid going in the pit. Unless you did that automatically by being like, completely fucking brain dead.
No, that's the thing. I'd be so gooned out and fucked up on drugs that I couldn't get put in the pit because I don't know what anything is. Like the fucking dude, are you real? Well, I think I am. Like, no, I wouldn't even. I
That's
think I
actually
am.
some pretty solid evidence.
No, there wouldn't even be. Dude,
Renee,
are you real?
Descartes. That's me.
No, that wouldn't even happen. It would just be like, oh my god, I need to come again. When can I take another fucking
That's
bump
what
of
I need.
of K? Like, ooh, I'd try kitty cat too. I
What's
want to try
that?
kitty cat. It's an empathogen like MDMA, but it's probably a lot worse for your brain. So it's what I should be doing, so that
In
I
this
don't think about
universe,
time.
in the post-time world.
In a
All
world
right.
where thinking about time makes you die. and go in the
Well, all right.
pit.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You get in this world. You live about exactly how you described for a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Getting fucked up by
About a
K
year?
and
How do
destroying
you
your
know?
brain.
How do you
About
know
a
it's been
year.
about a year?
Cause time's back, baby. We decriminalized discussion of time. Calendar's back. Everything's normal.
But I've still got this like sex robots and shit.
You still have everything else, but your brain is completely fried from being in
Dude,
this.
I'm filthy rich. All the other fucking rich people are able to survive high as shit on drugs 24/7. Why can't I?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm filthy rich from my day trading robots and orgy sex parties with my day trading robots. I'm just gonna like continue to be rich and like I don't know.
All right. But here's a drawback. After doing so much drugs, you become allergic to tomatoes.
Okay, I guess I'm no more red sauce. That's fine. I can probably swing that. Like I
That
it's a
is a
hard
that is a
bargain.
thinker.
like I get it. I'm Italian, but I prefer fettuccine alfredo over regular spaghetti.
That doesn't exist in this world.
I'm I'm
Oh,
inventing
come
it.
on.
You can't invent it because your brain's been fried by the drug.
No,
No.
I will invent it because when I get high, the first thing I want to do, the second it starts hitting, is make a fucking like a plate of fettuccine alfredo.
Hmm.
Well, I don't use fettuccine because
That's
the like high
yeah.
protein pasta I get does not. They don't make it with fettuccine. They've only got angel hair, and every time I go and get it, I want to buy the really nice fettuccine they got there, and I just don't. I I can't I can't I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
But Charlie and I are supposed to make some from scratch next week.
It's a all right. So it is no longer a post-time world. It is a post-fettuccine world.
Okay, then I
That's
guess
the
I'm
trade-off.
okay. And I'm allergic to tomatoes.
And you are allergic to tomatoes.
Okay, I think I can still swing it.
All right. All right.
Uh, if I'm feeling pizza, just no sauce. I can do a white
Let's
pizza
go.
with
What if I
ricotta.
create something that's like looks exactly and tastes exactly like sauce, but it's not?
What is
It's
it?
like I can't believe it's not butter.
But is it like just as bad for you as I can't believe it's not butter?
It's
No.
worse.
It would be like it
It's
would
so
taste
much worse.
exactly like red sauce, but it wouldn't be red sauce.
No, in this world, it's so much worse for you. But it tastes so good.
So it's like fast food now.
Well, yeah, but like it actually tastes like really good.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'll bite.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Like I don't see how this isn't just a better world for me, like a better life. As long as I can
Okay.
as long as I can take my partner, it's a better life.
Yeah.
I have to leave my partner behind. No, I'm not doing that. I'll pass.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
Wait,
All right.
here's
All
the
right.
real
Yeah.
question: does Vanilla Sky by Blade still exist?
Blade is the only musician.
Perfect. I mean, I'll miss my Fallout Boy, but yeah, if I'm
There
wrong,
are no other musicians than Blade and
wait,
It's
Blade
just
derivatives. Everything
stay
is
band-aided.
is that okay? Wait, is Echo 2K there though?
it's only Blade and Blade derivatives.
Okay, but Echo 2K is part of Drain Gang, so he gets to stay, right?
Ooh.
Because
Um, he
Maybe.
did exist. He did make some good music. Well, he did make some music. But
you had to say you have to catch
he
yourself on
did
the
get
good music.
assassinated in the Time Wars.
Okay, but I can still listen to Vanilla Sky.
You can listen to Vanilla Sky.
Okay.
It's just he did die in the Time Wars
Yeah,
rather,
Listen,
rather
Echo
tragically.
Love
Listen,
Death
if-
like Love and Light TV.
Listen, if I am absolutely gooned the fuck out and high as shit on MDMA, all I'm gonna want to do is listen to Blade. I don't see how this is a bad world.
Yeah.
Why is Fast not here for this?
This is like a fast conversation.
Like at the start. At the
This is like
start,
Aristotle and Socrates.
At the start, it wasn't at all a fast conversation, but now it's just I'm gooning and doing drugs.
In this society.
Well,
No,
how are you jerking off?
What?
We live in a society.
What were you gonna say?
I asked if Romano was jerking off. Like I just hear
What? I'm
rhythmic ruffling.
I'm not beating my meat.
That sounds
It
exactly
sounds
like that. That sounds uncannily like that.
I'm chilling in Cedar Rapids right now. I'm not beating my meat.
Chilling in
Cedar
Seaman Rapids, dude? What
Cedar
the fuck?
Rapids.
You're chilling in Seaman
Yeah,
Rapids?
yeah.
Is that
Seaman
a-
Rapids.
is that in
Burn
Michigan?
Wales and Seaman. Yeah.
Chilling in Seaman Rapids in Michigan.
Why would anyone live in Michigan when you could live in Tennessee? Actually,
When you
I
can live
don't-
in Minnesota.
You went from
could
Michigan,
live in
you never done
Minnesota.
this
Literally, you could live in Minnesota.
It's just better Michigan.
Come to Michigan. We don't have shit. Or maybe we do. I don't know.
It's one Michigan is filled with those cities where it's like, oh yeah, 50K a year could do well.
It has those cities where you look at it and it's like, oh, this is what a city would think a city is supposed to look like.
They think they're people. Wow.
Or at least they're not the skibbity toilet state.
What
What's
the
that
fuck
one?
is the skibbity toilet state?
What
Ohio.
the fuck are you about to? This is gonna get a really weird. Ohio.
Yeah, I just call it the skibbity toilet state. I don't even call it Ohio anymore.
Ohio has many great things, like the birthplace of Maynard James Keenan, who hates it, and
Who
yeah,
hated that state and everyone in it.
yeah.
You know what else it has? A Hawthorne Heights song about it.
What's Hawthorne Heights?
A band.
Well, they don't exist in this world. 'Cause-
Okay.
Oh, but Minnesota,
There's-
Michigan does.
All right, Fast.
Really?
Fast. Hey, Fast. You take it away from here. My work here's done. Salute, brave soldier. Mwah.
What the hell?
Bruh.